Yeah, he literally asked that same question once, and I was like, you know what? He's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, no. I said, no need. I'm the exact same way. I
Oh,
said,
dude,
I've said that exact same thing.
bro, you don't understand how much I like catch myself just being like, this fucking guy did A, B, and C, and I go, I fucking do A, B, and
Yeah.
C, and like it, like that, just that in and of itself just keeps me humble.
Yeah. Stay humble, everybody. God bless America. You know what's really,
Gabriel.
you know what's funny about unifying? I've learned the most about people. I feel like just perception is from like sports is that there can be a unifying rule or a unifying body of rules for a sport, and whether you like that person, team, or athlete or anything, people can see completely different things when they see like a replay and they're like, see, it's the blah blah blah, and you're like, I don't understand that. I'm referring
Brother,
most
dude.
recently to the UFC 250 Freedom 250 main co-main.
Okay, we'll pull that. I'll have to pull that clip up because I didn't see that. But brother, my whole outlook on life changed when it hit me, and I go, "Oh, it's not just about people don't just need to know the facts. Like you can
Yeah,
get bombarded with the facts. It's like, no, brother, there's a whole there's a whole childhood set of traumas that you got to fucking get past as well.
yeah. There's like perception and there's like person, but like, but so there's
Do
a
you have a link to this, or what would I look
um
up? Just UFC main event finish?
no, 'cause it's the co-main. It was just put in Cyril Gone cheating montage.
How do you spell that name? S I
Ciral and then
C I R A L.
Gane is the last name. Cyril
Okay.
Gone cheating montage or whatever. Whatever the actual like I don't know how, and it's just because it was
Was
Alex.
he fighting Alex Pereira at Freedom
Yeah,
Fest?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I think I just have the clip of that.
Okay, yeah, that. So there is the finish of where. So in MMA, you're not MMA. All combat sports, you're not allowed to hit like the groin or poke of the eyes. I know open, poking, eye gouging, fish hooking, and there's very minimal rules. It is kind of lawless in a sense, like not kicking a downed opponent, but then what constitutes a downed opponent? One hand, two hand. These things have changed, but what has always stayed is you're not supposed to poke the eyes, you're not supposed to fish hook somebody, and you're not supposed to hit the groin or the back of the head. And the back of the head is constituted by, I believe, anything behind the ear, and like it's basically framed by the ear. So like if you hit here, like if you're intending to hit, if you hit any part of the ear, like if you moosh the ear like this is still okay. But if you're missing the ear, then that's the back of the head. So the finish here, and it also happens to be involving one of the most controversial referees and most famous, Herb Dean, where people think he's too early to stop fights, too late to stop fights. They just think he's a bad referee. Uh, the end of this fight starts with a jab. Alex Pereira gets knocked out with a clean hit, and there are mostly clean hits after that, except for I haven't counted, but from what I've heard, about 13 to 14 shots to the back of the head. Elbows to the back of the head. 12 to 6 elbows, which were also recently made legal. It's crazy to me. So in the unifying rules, usually you're supposed to go, hey, stop, watch the back of the head, warning, watch the back of the head. If they continue, you either take a point or disqualify that person. But 14 consecutive is where now there's a technique where people might try to hide their face. So when they're getting hit, the punches are landing on the back of the head, but that just means you're not supposed to punch them. Not,
Yeah.
hey, it's their fault. They're putting their back of the head there. No. So
No.
if we can, if I don't know if I'm assuming we could probably watch it. I don't know but if we can watch the sequence, you tell me if this should have been stopped for illegal blows, at least to reset or something, or get doctor stoppage. Usually they have somebody check in and say, hey, do you want to continue fighting? Blah, 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 blah. But it seems like it was a foul to me.
I'm trying. I'm just double check. You said 14 to the back of the head.
I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard. I haven't personally counted, and when I watched the sequence, it was like a mix of back of the head, and then it was a scramble. A scramble is he's trying to
Okay.
recover. He's trying
And was
to.
that the end of the fight?
Yeah, well, that was the beginning of the end. He stood back up, and then he got more punches, regular punches, and then he was out. So they ended up stopping it, but maybe too late, maybe too early. There have been some kind of repercussion because this
Okay,
person, this fighter, Cyril
All
Gane,
right,
is kind of known for cheating.
all right, my apologies. I found a slow-mo and I
Do
found a
they have
slow
where
I
they have
found a
the
sl-
captions?
I found a slow-mo version, but I also wanted to find like the regular speed version. So I was just doing that real quick. But yeah, we could do
I don't know why. It really bugs. I was thinking of that today because like now this is like the controversy, and the guy who won the fight, Cyril Gane, has had the most of his fights in the UFC have had somewhat significant, if not every single fight has had some type of foul.
like cheating debate.
Not even debate, like a foul, like either a low blow, eye poke, multiple eye
Oh,
pokes, multiple
like
warnings
literal
about eye poke.
you
Yeah.
broke the rules. Well, I think from what I can tell, I think you run a problem with a lot of this UFC shit where they like they create like an immensely large gray area because there's so much like money on the line, and it's like you did all this shit and now we have this co-main event with our big guy that I know you were saying doesn't the UFC sort of push Cyril Gane a little more than the fans give a shit? But then you
I don't
have
understand it. Yeah, I think it's because they want to get into Paris.
and then they have Alex Pereira, who I know is like a fan favorite, and you have this big match. You have this guy they really like. You have this guy that the fans really like, and they're just gonna end the fight. They're gonna end this co-main event on well, you broke the rules, so disqualification.
Right. And I think
it's them looking at their money and going like, we can't end on disqualification. That's crazy.
We can't look bad because that's essentially Dunbar said it too. The actual main event, there should have been a doctor stoppage because the fighter literally said, I can't see out of this eye. If they say that they are not able to see out of the eye,
I remember seeing
the doctor, it's taken out of the fighter's hands. So the doctor goes, hey, I think we should stop it. He says he can't see. And then the ref goes like, I don't know. And then I don't know if it was Mark Goddard or if it was who's the referee or if it was I know Topuria was like, no. I want to fight. It doesn't matter. At that point, it's out of the fighter's hands. So there's a lot of crazy. If you really think about it in retrospect, it seems like I'm not saying the fix was in, but there was definitely it seemed like somebody was making decisions over the right people who should have been making these decisions. So it's
based off what you're saying, I don't know if the fix is in, but they're definitely like, yeah, we can't stop the fight. That's
some
crazy.
Fuckery is up. It's not the fix may not be in, but fuckery is up for sure because you can't tell the doctor no. You can't go this medical professional that says if he continues, he might not be able to retain his vision, or there could be lasting damage, or he could lose his life. That's why the doctor's there. That's why you pay the fucking doctor. So
true.
But this is the one where I'm like, it just sucks because it's like, I'm pretty sure if you were to watch this, and you being somebody who doesn't normally watch, how I've explained it to you is the rule. That's the actual rule.
No, I know enough. Yeah, I know enough to know you can't hit the back of the fucking head,
especially 14 times with 12-6 elbows. That's where you go, hey, knock it off. But the only reason this rule exists is because this can actually cause real actual long-term damage. Not to mention eye pokes, obviously. But also, this is just a thing where you're like, you could actually like lose your life, like mobility. That's your brainstem.
Well, luckily Alex Pereira's got like the thickest fucking skin in all of the world, because doesn't he have all those clips of him like slightly kicking someone and they're like, Alex, you broke my leg?
Yeah,
he just is a dense man.
Yeah, he's a dense fella, and
he is a dense man. I don't think you could. You could slow him down. I don't think you could weaken him though.
And this is his first fight at heavyweight, so that's
Oh,
so
okay.
that maybe that's a little. I don't know.
Boom, boom, boom.
See, like right there, he's hiding all of the parts you can hit. That's a strategy. You're at that point, you're supposed to stop and redirect your blows. So at that point, it's pretty clear that the ref could go, "Hey, hey, hey, watch the back of the head," like give him an actual verbal warning.
So I
At some
will.
point, he actually like hammer fist the back of his head.
Yeah.
And
So I
it's a
will.
scramble. Like I said, it's a scramble. But you back when you hammer fist, that's not an accident.
Yeah. So like a couple of those are like those are like some elbows,
Yeah.
and you could kind of get away. Like a
Again,
lot of these, you could get away with like calling it like, yo, that's side of the head.
if you're not, but again, if you're not touching any part of the ear, that means you're not targeting the ear, which means you're hitting the back of the head.
That one's definitely back of the head.
Yeah. And then so like this whole sequence kind of leads into when a fighter gets rocked, usually they try to shoot for a takedown so that they can go to the ground and kind of slow things down and recover a bit. So that's that again, it is a strategy, but he was dropped by a jab. So it's not necessarily
Okay. Here's the
Is
actual
this the real time? Yeah.
This is the real time, yeah. Ooh, let me mute that.
But yeah.
So he gets dropped.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. So yeah. And then look, that the further there was a back of the head shot already. Bam, bam.
Okay.
Bam.
So I will say the first couple, I'll give it to him. It's kind of like, eh. Right now, though,
He's like,
I'm Herb Dean. Yeah. Right now, I'm Herb Dean. I'm going like, all right, dude, stop.
Yeah, literally, that's all he is supposed to do in this moment is to literally shout, "Watch the back of the head!" Like you just give at least give a verbal warning, which he may have, and we didn't hear it, like in the moment, in the noise, but like, and maybe
yeah, I'll even give him on those first couple are like, in the gray area. Like if we're being generous, I'll give him those ones. But like right there, that one's so clear as fucking day.
Yeah, and so like it's harmful, but it's also like I mean, right there, there's two consecutive back of the head hammer fist. Like you're not supposed to fucking do that. It's actually very, very dangerous. It's not somebody being a pussy. This is a 240 man.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, man. And you know what's funny? As I was looking for these videos, I got a clip of Herb Dean that popped up
that he was explaining it. Yeah.
And I'm actually very curious his defense because like
he had like a tape measure out and everything.
Well, like when you here's my thing. When you slow it down and rewatch it, you can like really see clearly, all right, that's not, but like in the moment that just looks bad. And it's like you would expect in that moment for him it actually looks worse in full speed where it is much more of the fucking elbow coming down on bro's head.
Right. Yeah, the Herb Dean video, I haven't watched that yet, but it's just funny that like because even Alex Pereira put out a thing saying like, hey, Sugar Sean O'Malley was talking about Alex Pereira was specifically asking about shots to the back of the head and had his translator clarified to him what Herb Dean was saying. Like, so like, he's like, it is kind of funny that is the end sequence because Alex Pereira I overheard him specifically asking about back of the head shots.
All right, here we go with Herb Dean.
I can tell by some of the comments online that I owe you guys an explanation about the rules and how I refereed the fight. First of all respect to both fighters. I'm talking about Gan and Pereira. Amazing fight. Okay, so let's get into it with this rule. Okay, the rule we're talking about is the back of the head, and that's
he taped his head. That's so funny.
Dude, he put tape on
because it's different than boxing, and the way we enforce this rule is we focus on the nape of the neck, and that's really what the rule should be called. The nape of the neck or occipital junction.
Watch the nape of the neck.
Covers the spine, and it covers a line right here with 1 inch variance to either side. So right here.
Yes, and Herb Dean's able to very lock in precisely on all. Like you
That's
just
where,
shouldn't be.
wouldn't you say that's where the majority of the shots landed, was right where he taped, like he highlighted the area where you're not supposed to do it.
I would argue to make the tape a little bigger. Herb.
Yeah.
By the way, I call him Erb Dean.
Herbert, yeah, Erb Dean.
No, I pronounce it well. It's Herbs
Oh
actually.
yeah, that's yeah, Herbs and
yeah,
Spices Dean. His
it's
middle name
Herb.
is and Spices.
Yeah, Erb Dean.
Herb and Spices Dean.
First off, this guy should not be allowed to fight MMA if he's the last airbender. But
yeah, that's an unfair advantage.
More importantly, to like be a ref in the middle of a fucking high intensity MMA fight and just be like, no, I'm very locked in on this very narrow strip of the fucking head.
Yeah, you're not. I don't think you're necessarily supposed to hit the top of the head either. I mean, but they do. Like
yeah,
the forehead, like.
In my opinion, it should just be like you take this line at the top of the head and you go behind it. Honestly, you should.
And by the way, he's highlighting the area of where I believe your brainstem meets your fucking spinal cord. That's why they need to try to protect that spot, because that can do crazy, serious, long-term damage besides just the regular,
dude.
Concussion.
Dana White's just watching fucking everyone bitch about this, and he has reruns of Power Slap in the corner while he's jacking off, going like, "Why is everyone such a fucking pussy? Let them kill each other. I want to watch them die.
Die for my entertainment." Yeah, he's a psycho. But I think with Erb's explanation, it kind of goes like, it is, it's the way I enforce the rules. The way I enforce the rule is exactly what Dunbar said.
The way I
enforce right here, this is where you're not supposed to do it.
So here's the thing:
you're really cool.
If you punch right here and I enforce the rule, Cyril Gahn doesn't win. So I don't know what you want from me.
Right, and he was the red, white, and blue guy.
Yeah.
We'd go over in a rules meeting. I will let them know that this area is a foul, off limits. That this area is a fair blow. Here.
Even when he puts his fist up to the, I go, I don't think it should be. Your brain's like right there.
Yeah, it's like right next to the really, really don't touch area. So like, why don't we just say the back of the head? If you don't see their ears or eyes, that's the back.
Honestly, if I'm in charge of it, I'm going hairline back. Whatever your hairline is. Maybe Alex Pereira is bald. He doesn't have a hairline. Maybe it doesn't count then. Shit.
See that? Blame his barber.
Yeah. Like just the visual. You're like, no, you shouldn't be able to punch that part.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is like, oh, all right, he's aiming for that. But like, if you're aiming, like, even if you're aiming for that area, that's very close to the very, very dangerous areas. So
dude,
like,
we could take this picture and just be like, Herb Dean assaults powerless UFC fighter. Yeah, it's just like Erb Dean's so mad, just starts punching guys.
I'm talking about me online. Stop talking about it.
I'll show you damage.
That this area is a fair blow. Here is a fair blow. Turn to the side so we can see it here. Here is a fair blow. Here is a foul. Hopefully that's useful to you guys and clear.
Below that, the neck too.
He hit him there, though.
Yeah.
Things up at all. Also, I'm going to make another video about telling the story about the history of this rule and how it was made, and I think that might explain why this is here, because I think that's more there for politics. But I think it is an interesting story. So,
okay,
there's a boxer in recent history that got hit in the back of the head, fouled, knocked down because of that. And then ended up, I think he ended up passing away, but he had issues with like mobility. I think he had a stroke or something it's dangerous. I don't remember the fighter's name though, unfortunately, but it was a boxer that the guy he bent down and the guy actually put force into it. That's what I'm saying is if you're going for something else and they move, that's one thing. But if you're planting the shots there, if you're that's where you're aiming, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yep. That's outside the tape. Okay, it's not on that super thin strip on the back of your head, I guess.
What about those two? That one.
Oh, that one. I don't know if you can see here. He's actually grabbing the nape.
Yeah, he's like, okay, let me frame this out, and then bam, right in the back of the tape.
You know what? Maybe, and I don't know if you're going to get this joke, Pat. Maybe Cyril Gahn just finished watching Attack on Titans, and he's really about cutting up the nape.
Oh, I don't get that.
It's how they kill the Titans in the anime. It's an accurate joke, but it wasn't smart to do it in this room. That's on me.
I just think it's like I feel like it's funny when rules are subjective, and it happens a lot in sports. And I go like, I blame gambling.
Yeah,
because
I blame.
There's no real gray area. Just assume for fighter safety that shots to the back of the head, you still give them a warning. Like, even though they look good, they're really close to the dangerous part. So go watch the back of the, like, the warning is exactly what your job is, not to explain really, really well ahead of time what the rule is. And then once they get in there, let them at it. You need to then enforce those rules that you have explained clearly.
Yeah, I would argue too. I think they should. I mean, I'm no expert on brains. I've just seen every wrestler I love to turn into a pile of mashed potatoes. Yeah. But I would say I would say maybe make the area a little bigger that they can't punch on the head, on the old just noggin.
Yeah.
I'll give it, like, if I was in charge, you get like here, you can punch their face. I would say back of the head, especially too, like, it's one thing if they're getting punched in the face, it's like they're trying to block the face. When they're on the ground and their head's just exposed, I would just say all that area is off limits. Like, you can't be punching that area.
Right. You can punch the body. If you see their cheek or their ear, you can punch to the ear. Punch the ear. That's like the end point. It's like anywhere past here is supposed to be off limits. But then Herb Dean goes, no, but just really kind of here. Like, no, yeah. It doesn't go like down like this.
Yeah. Speaking of cheek, are you allowed to punch their butt?
Yeah, you can punch their butt. Somebody was asking that at that fight. Oh, man, I got to tell you.
Tell me.
Some of these, and with all due respect to the host, I had a wonderful time, but we got to curate curate MMA watch party guests.
You had to watch it with some uneducated viewers.
Just loud dum-dums. Everybody's talking about the reach and shit like that. Like, they know what that is or what it means or anything. Like, it's really frustrating because it's like somebody asked about an oil check, and I was like, an oil check is essentially, can you grab their butthole? Essentially. And I was like, yeah, you're not allowed to like manipulate or like grab the crotch necessarily, but like a high single leg is essentially you grabbing their crotch. So It's not like you can't necessarily penetrate, but you can attempt. It's like, even that, I'm saying it's on the rule.
But if they bust, then it's fair game, right?
Everybody wins.
Because then they showed that they wanted it.
Right. That's it. Yeah, they were just asking for it. If they got their butt in the air. But like, somebody was asking about that, about that kind of shit. And I don't mind like answering those kind of questions or any of that stuff if people are actually asking. But it's also like, it gets really frustrating when it's like women at a Super Bowl party, man. It's like these drunk buttholes are just fucking yapping during the whole main event, and not even about the main event. They're just yapping. And it's like, bro, there is a fucking major prize fight happening in front of your eyes. What is more interesting than this that you need to talk to? They're not talking about the fight.
Well, you run into many problems. You realize this because there's a handful of things I feel like I'm smarter than the average bear on. Just a couple things. I feel like I know a little bit more about music than the average person. I know a little bit more than like about conspiracies and jacking off. You know what I mean? Those are like my three main things.
Yeah.
And you think like, oh, I'm going to learn all this stuff and people are going to listen to me. And then you realize, you go, no. I'm going to learn all this stuff, and then I'm going to have to convince people that I'm right. Yeah. And it's like, fuck. And for me, I'm not good at like convincing people. I've always been bad at like whenever they have me train someone at work, whenever like I'm bad at that part. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
so I then get frustrated, and then you start realizing you're like, oh, life is being a slave to the life is being an intellectual slave to the midwit. And it's yeah, man, it's just a dark chasm we all have to exist in.
It sucks. It's just frustrating because it's like it's I'm there to watch the fight. You know, I don't necessarily drink that much, but I don't care. You know, get your drink on, do your thing. But it's like dealing with the Buffalo Wild Wings crowd at not a Buffalo Wild Wings, where I go like, no, you can't do this. You can't. We're there's a fight happening. Where are we? Do we not just all come here? I know this is. I like hanging. You know, it's fine. It's fun, but it's also like I came to hang at the fight at the UFC.
Yeah, yeah. That's also too like I think about that. I was trying to write a joke about this where I was at like a Circle K, and I saw this couple, and the dude had the Grinch. He had the Grinch pajama pants, and then his girl was wearing matching Grinch pajama like suit jacket. I don't know what the fuck it was, but like they were matching, and it was just like I was like whenever you see that, like you ever see someone who is like word for word the joke. Like when people say like, oh, you go around to Walmart in your Cookie Monster pajama pants, and then you actually see Cookie Monster pajama pants. I go, you're like that out of touch. You don't like when I was trying to figure out the joke, the line I had, I was like, do you not know what we say about you? It's like, how are you not, you're not even aware you're a guy now? Like you've went from whoever the fuck you are, and now you're just a guy. You're that guy. Like how do you not? How do you not know that you're that guy right now? It's a fascinating experience.
Yeah, I don't. It's not even just not understanding, not reading the room. It's like I'm the outsider for being the guy that gives a shit about what's happening. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about any of the other spectacle. It was my one downside of the squirrel stream, the thing that Kyle watches. He'll like it's in between the fights and stuff like that. The guy will just kind of play music and play like whatever videos. You've been there.
Yeah. And I heard whenever Trump came on stream, he threw up a picture of him with Epstein.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I also did respect that about the UFC event thing or whatever. There was very little Trump mentioning, but again, I don't know because the guy cuts away from the feed.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry about that. Sorry, we got we're just taking out too many monoliths. Dana White, fucking Donald Trump. We're too hot to handle over here at Drag the Lake.
The 80-year-old's birthday party was the pedophile guy that I was talking about. Trump was wonderful, but it was definitely something that like it was interesting, and I kind of wanted to take it in for like to see what they had, because they were explaining like Dana White was like, oh, we did really great on merch. We did all this other stuff. And they weren't apparently supposed to like make money off of this.
Oh,
this is the part where I'm like confused, because I think because it was technically a government celebration.
Okay.
I think they're not technical. I don't know though. I
saw a thing Dana White was saying he paid for the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was like, we're not going to charge for a thing or something like that. Like he was trying to make it clear that the government wasn't going to pay for it. Yeah. But also, I don't know if I don't know. It was probably just advertising and shit.
Yeah.
Plus,
also, too,
Saudi Arabia.
Also, too, they're like, just so you know, the government didn't pay for it, and then they had like a flyover, which you're like, well, that cost $1 billion. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did the UFC pay for that? That's what I mean.
I don't know. Well, I guess it's not. I mean, they do those at football games. I wonder how you like set that up. Do you just like ask the Blue Angels and then they like do it for you because of the event, or maybe do you actually?
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe they just like donate it or something. I don't know.
But the fuck was I gonna say? No. Oh, You reminded me too when you were saying you wanted to just like soak it all in, and because I that happens a lot. Like it'll happen sometimes. You like watch a movie with the lady, and everyone always makes the jokes where ladies ask 50,000 questions during the movie, and like everyone knows the joke where it's like I'm watching this in real time, like you, But the other one is, and I'm not just gonna throw because she doesn't do this all the time, but like I've seen people do this in general, where it's like you'll have that person in the group, and it's not to say, dude, trust me, I stop like I'll like see a thing it happens a lot in documentaries, but like I'll see a thing and that just jogs a fucking thought, and I'll stop the movie and I'll fucking complain about a thing to the fucking world, and Steph will be like, yeah, that is crazy, and then we'll go back to watching it. But like there's a version of that people do where it goes, you can hear in their voice that they're not really, they're just commenting on words that they've heard from the show. They're not really, you can tell they're not absorbing the content of the experience.
Yeah.
And you want to turn to them and go like, hey man, are you just like afraid of silence? Like, are you afraid of your own thoughts? Like what's going on? And you have that so often with things like this. Like that's why I can picture myself at the fucking MMA event where there's always that one guy who like you just look and you go, do you think the world will implode if there's a minute of silence? Like just absorb, take things in. But I don't know, man. I think there's certain people that they live a life of like, dude, if I sit down and analyze this for 1 second, I'm gonna fucking implode. And I'm gonna cry because I'm so scared.
Yeah. I don't know if it's it's that social awkwardness or whatever, but like I'm comfortable in silences. I have no problem not saying stuff. You know what I mean? Like just enjoying like coming together and watching a show at like all gathering together in someone's house is supposed to be communal. You're supposed to hang out and talk, but there's places to talk, not in the main viewing area. Like even in an apartment, it makes a difference if you go to the goddamn kitchen. If you just go to the fucking kitchen area and do whatever socializing and gabbing, whatever goddamn girlfriend questions you have, do them there. Because there's like, God, I've never been this guy that's like, sports are happening, shut up. But it's also like I haven't been surrounded by like drunk,
but you have this thing where
casuals, just a bunch of drunk casuals that you don't really even care about this. So
well,
like, why are you actively ruining it for me?
It's that thing where you want to turn to them and you go, hey, two warriors are battling right now. Do you have any interest in this?
Do you have any respect for these guys and their hard work and the fact that they're putting their goddamn life on the line?
But but also, well, I think about that too with like I'll think about too, like that was always like my thing where I'm not good at like hanging out with the comedy shit. That's why I'm always when I'm at the creek and stuff, I'm a way bigger fan of Munchkin Mondays because I'm like, yeah, we got a thing to do in between talking. But then I remember like dude, Beezer was always the one. Whenever you'd be like whenever it would just be the bar hang. I don't know if there'd be a second where Beezer, and I'm not saying Beezer ruins things. Beezer's actually a good fucking hang. But no, just there's like some people can like never stop talking. And like every time you'd see Beezer at a party, you'd look over and you go, he's still yapping. How do like I don't have that in me. I don't
much to say. You know what I mean? Like I have to like sparse it out. I have to make sure that at least if I have a thought or an opinion, I can bring it here or to any of the other podcasts to be like, let me get some other insight in this. But other than that, it's not like I'm not going to sit here and go like all this time. I can enjoy the thing that's happening. And like, we can also react that's fun too. Don't you like that? Isn't that one of your favorite things about wrestling? When somebody does a really big fucking move and everybody goes, oh, and then you start a chant or you do a thing. I'm not saying it has to be that either. I'm just saying, why are you actively like having a bar hang at my UFC watching thing?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was when like we were in the group chat and I didn't want to be a cunt, but like I felt like but trust me, brother, it was you know. He was talking about he's like, hey, do you guys want to bring a switch controller over? And I was like, then they're talking about. He's like, I thought Mario Party would be fun. I was gonna comment or like respond like, I'm coming over to watch a UFC. Is that cool? If I watch the UFC while you guys play GameCube or whatever the fuck you're doing, like, this is a UFC event. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool. If you guys want to hang out and play Switch, let's plan that for fucking Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
is UFC thing because I'm not watching it at home. I had a free Discord thing that I got from I think Lemaire or somebody else allegedly. That was like a link to when they were pay-per-views. When I wasn't able to afford a pay-per-view, it was a stream with these guys that were just talking about betting on football the whole time. And I go, I hate this.
You know
I hate
what
this
it
so
is?
much. I had to watch it on mute because I couldn't hear the goddamn fight over the fucking noobs that are like, I think he's gonna win. He's goated. He's good. Like, oh, anyway, so blah blah blah. I got 28 yards this week in fantasy. They're just talking about men the whole time and then calling other stuff gay. You're talking about men to 24/7 and how much you love them. And like it
Can I? Yeah, dude. I got to make a slight right because I was just thinking about this. Like, I don't know. We're fucking. You don't see it as much in UFC.
Triple G, please be safe out there, brother. Please. Jesus Christ.
Stop
We can't lose you. We can't lose one of our only black listeners.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You watch the. I don't know. You watch the show. I'm still not sure you're black.
Prove to us you're black, and then we'll.
Yes, prove to us. But no, through a very uncomfortable DNA test, not a picture.
Yeah, yeah. Pics don't count.
No, I think.
But be careful.
You and me, yes, please be careful. You've already gotten fired from one job because of this podcast.
Yeah.
Don't get fired because he's gonna be in the middle of the tornado being like, oh man, great riff, Pat.
He's gonna get blown on this one. So he's got fired once, he's gonna get blown, he's gonna get eliminated from every job by an element. Next one is gonna be water.
Yeah.
and then earth somehow.
The fuck was I gonna say? Oh no, yeah, man. I like, especially when you hear dudes like when you hear dudes argue for who they think is like the best player, it really sounds like I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to call balls and strikes here. All those clips where dudes are trying to, you see it a lot with like who's better, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. It always just sounds like chicks talking about their boyfriends every fucking time. The way that, because it's like so much of sports talk is this guy's the fucking man. I'm always like that's why I prefer. It's funny. That's why I like get so into Magic the Gathering, because it's like, yo, what's the technique he used? How did he structure his play set to like beat this guy? And what's the strategy that he used in real time to and this and that? Yeah, dude, straight up. Triple
straight
G.
up.
Straight up. And then, but then it's like when they're talking about basketball, it's like, bro, when you see LeBron walk on the court, clearly look at him. He's just got aura. He's him. And I'm like I'll see, like, I like Kobe because I'll see clips of him and it'll be him autistically breaking down like, okay, so if I see you move this way, that's how I know that you're going to go this. So like, you're not going to catch me trying to block a shot because it's like I'm looking at your feet and you're going a certain way, so I know you're trying to fake me out. And it's like sports fans, they weirdly never like they don't want to get like deep into the strategy a lot of times. They just want to sit there and go like, yeah, he's just like the cutest boy on the fucking field, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's just like this thing where they identify with the personality or the accomplishments of the athletes, but at the same time, they're extremely homophobic in so many different ways. But then ultimately aren't talking about but they're just idolizing like you said, and or wearing their man's fucking name and number on their it's crazy.
I
to
think
me
it's a lot
to
of
be like,
sorry.
Well, no, but it is a thing that they get emotional for. It's just them projecting way too much and saying like, we can't have sissy stuff. I just need to watch my boys in peace. I need to watch my men wear their really tight things and they're just go and push up against each other and just huddle up and hug each other. And you're like, yeah, it's okay to love things.
Yeah. Dunbar, we'll be taking t-shirt ideas later. We're having a conversation, right? Can that be sold next to the racism shirt?
Yeah.
I'm homophobic. Oh, wait, hobophobic? He doesn't listen to Hobo Johnson.
Right.
Well, you know what I think it is? Because I notice like some of the most hardcore sports fans who get really fucking critical and passionate, they all just end up being like 5'6" dudes with no muscle tone. And I go, not even trying to be like a dick to them. I just go like, I think something happens to these guys when you realize like that's why more dudes need to get into like music. You don't need to be. Prince was one of the greatest musicians ever, and that was the tiniest guy you'll ever see. But like there's a lot of sports fans who are passionate about sports, but just unfortunately they're fucking 5'6". And I also say this as a guy who's 6 foot. I also wouldn't make it in fucking sports. You know what I mean? It's like I think there's these dudes that like they, some go bitter and some go envious and some go like, I just wish I could fucking do this. And then they look at the athletes that they wish they could be. And which is fine, I guess. But for me, I just can't. Someone was saying before, I just can't glaze another grown man
Right.
in that fucking way. Smash cut to videos of me probably being like, Matt Honeycutt's so fucking cute.
That's the thing is we all have our gay thing. And when you're sitting there projecting.
That's what it is. They don't let it be. Yeah. They don't let it be their gay thing. Right. Just be fucking gay.
Just be fucking gay, you stupid asshole. You're gay. And like if you're sitting there going like, oh, that's gay, this is gay. What are you, sissy? Dude, you cry when a man accomplishes something for you. Yeah. That's the, you know what I mean? Like, that's my man. That's your life, brother.
That's you.
Right.
That's you, dude.
Right. And my thing is MMA. So if I'm trying to watch my man's, then shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk about it. Shut the fuck up,
bitch. I'm trying to watch my man. Ain't nobody trying to play Switch right now, Kyle. I'm trying to watch my man.
Kyle Schwarber goes up to the plate. I don't want nobody yapping. Shut your mouth about the commercial we just saw. Okay?
And I think that's
you want to talk about commercials?
Too.
Go in the goddamn kitchen.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair too. Because I know you just said Kyle Schwarber, dude. I don't even watch baseball, but when I see Bryce Harper, I go, you do your thing, Brycey. I'll go, that's my man.
That's my man's.
But yeah, you're right, dude. You see, it's the worst with football fans. They just, actually basketball fans are probably the worst because they are just as fucking gay about it.
They wear have you seen like people, the cool way to wear the jersey is to wear it backwards, like crisscross. And now you got your man's name right here in front so I can see it all the time. I love my man's.
Yeah, dude. Would you ever catch your wife just full lettering Pat?
Yeah, out the door. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't fucking support me. What are you doing? I don't have a number.
That's so funny. I don't have a number. Your number is 2. Number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm number 2 under the cats.
I meant going number 2.
Oh yeah, that too. I am pretty good at that. I am a champ. Yeah, I just feel like fans in general are kind of, you know what, actually, I'm glad you brought this up, Triple G. I hope you get to hear this above all the tornado roarings and sirens and things happening. Japanese soccer fans are pretty gay.
What's wrong with Japanese soccer fans?
They're doing too much. I don't think they do this in their country.
Do we have any exhibits?
I swear to God, I think if you just type in Japanese soccer fans, it'll be exactly what I'm talking about. I love that they're doing this, but I think it's phony as hell.
Do we have any? Oh, the cleaning?
Yeah. And also there's other fans that are like, I think they're doing this to try to make Americans look even worse. And guys, you don't have to do this much. We're doing it. We just had the 80-year-old's pedophile birthday party. Remember? We did that for America.
This might make me sound like a boomer, but yeah, I saw this stuff and I was like,
shut up.
Well, there's just like weird, like in situations like this, there's this like weird standard.
Yeah.
No, because it's like everything, respect for the players. supporters and also for the stadium.
Yeah. Guess what? They pay
We are
people to do
honored
this.
to.
FIFA is fucking profiting off of your kindness, you dumb assholes. Because they're gonna
Yeah.
say they're gonna pay workers. They're not paying the work. They're gonna say, take the night off, dumbass. The Japanese got it. And then they're gonna pocket all that fucking money. They're not paying, they're not giving them a paid night off. You're taking jobs, Japan. Give them
Well,
back.
well, like obviously, if you go and you get your nachos and your beer, you should. People sometimes put that on the ground and just leave. That's psychotic to me. You should be throwing that away.
$32 on that. Like you should have that for the whole entire life of the plastic.
Yeah.
I clean the plastic and I take it home. I say they're all reusable.
Oh yeah, this is part of the fine china. No, I just meant like there will be people that like they'll get their shit and they'll be like, I'm done, and then they just leave it wherever the fuck they are. It's like, nah, go throw that away. But this cleaning of the stadium,
like going around to other people's sections and cleaning. You liar.
There's this like weird thing where you're like, it's like, oh no, you're like you should do stuff like that. And you go like, why did they hire people to do it then?
Yeah. Right.
Like,
if you're so interested in cleaning and keep it respectful, are you free tomorrow evening after the fucking Portugal versus fucking Spain goddamn match or whatever the fuck it is? Like, what?
Well, let me
you're
ask
setting
you
a
this.
terrible precedent.
Let me ask you this: like, when you leave a hotel, do you
straighten up?
Yeah, but like how so?
Like, I mean, sometimes they do request you leave the towels like in a pile on the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
I try to make it obvious what I've used because I don't want them to like put stuff back up or something because I don't, you know what I mean? I feel like there is a bit of maybe not laziness, but efficiency in hotels where they're like, hey, if you don't got to clean it, don't clean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I try to I'll kind of like throw the covers back up. Like I won't leave them all bunched up for the most part. Towels, I won't leave them like laying all over the place. If I have trash in the trash cans, usually I'll go around and collect the trash off the things and put them in the trash can.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I just kind of collect the messes for areas, and not because I know that they're still going to have to like clean the room out and wash those clothes and do all that other shit. But other than that, yeah, no, I don't like take it out of the room. I'll let it kind of just be in the room.
Okay, fair enough.
What about you?
I do about the same thing. There's some people who like you watch them like act. It's probably because my wife has OCD. You'll like watch them actively like clean the room, and you're like, no, they got a guy or they got a lady. I won't
like wipe shit down or anything. Yeah, I just like clean my shit up, and I won't leave like water laying on the floor and stuff like shit like that. I don't know, like. No, I've left plenty of like fridge beers by accident in hotels, and I've accidentally left, or not accidentally, but sometimes purposely left drugs. So like it's even.
Yeah. You know what? Dude, speaking of this World Cup stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. That's right. I was going through my bookmarks. I was like, there was something I wanted to show you because it was a fucking beautiful knockout.
Oh, nice.
But no, dude, the one thing I'm getting so fucking tired of is like, I don't know how to phrase this properly, but you see it a lot with the World Cup where they'll have like, I don't know, maybe it's just like, well, it's probably just people. It's probably just fucking people on Twitter trying to make a salacious title or a heartwarming title to get more engagement. But you see normal people saying it too, where they'll see like I don't know if you saw, but like South Korea and Mexico had a game and like all their fans were partying and having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, or no. Well, so that was and then people would just be like, look at that. People of different cultures coming together. Can you believe it? And I go, yeah, I can believe it. Like it's tailgating. It's not like we're not all aliens. You don't see like a Mexican guy doesn't see a South Korean guy. Like it's this weird thing I feel like people do where it's like they don't realize that they're treating other races and cultures like children, where it's like, look at that. They're behaving themselves. They're behaving themselves and they're being friendly.
Well, because people, it sucks because you're like, it's things that we're kind of becoming aware of now, where like we've always been told that Iran's like the most dangerous country in the world, and they're like they don't have a nuclear program for weapons, and they don't even really have the capability to like transfer the weapons, even if they did.
No,
So like
Pat,
as far
it's been a year from a bomb since the late 80s.
right, shit like that where you're like you have these perceptions that were so like when the Iranian leader comes over to watch or to talk or something like that, you're like, are they translating it? Are they cherry picking? You know what I mean? Because then you also know that the media manipulates things for narratives and for stories, government manipulation,
Sure. Wait, how
other
does this
things.
correlate? I'm curious. How does this correlate?
The it just essentially like the perception of people is we hear people all the time go like, see, if you it's not like it is online. If you go out there, you realize people are actually pretty decent. You're not you're not going to realize you're
Yeah,
going to
you're
realize
like,
that people for the most part, yeah, there's disagreements and there's people that argue and are unreasonable, but for the most part, if you just go outside, this is just the representation now being shared online of the exact thing we're talking about of like, wow, South Korean people and Mexican people are being friendly with each other. Yeah, they
yeah,
have a common interest. This is like common interest fest. This
yeah.
is
They're
like
no.
you're
Well,
finding out like you like soccer, I like soccer. Whoa, we might not be that different.
it's
It's like,
all, but
yeah,
it's like,
dummy. It's not a Disney movie. We're adults. We know it is like this. We live in the real world every day. We don't have to live in that fake fucking reality. You
well,
know?
and it's funny too. It actually correlates why like I like to do this stuff and I like to do the influencing because it's like, dude, the influencer and like the pundit class, I like you see them talking and they feel so fucking disconnected. Um, like I don't know, there's certain people I stopped listening to because it's like I realized for 3 years straight there was always something coming, and I go, yeah, man. And then I live my life, and the only thing that's changed is gas and fucking bullshit is more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Things cost more or less, usually more. And that's about it. That's
It's
really the
like
only thing is you just
that's how it
age.
affects your. That's how it affects my life directly. Are we still murdering innocent people constantly? Yeah, but like the only difference on my day to day is that like everything's a little more expensive and people who are chronically online are substantially more annoying. And that's what it is, dude. It's like fucking people who are chronically online are just like they're talking to you like you're a fucking in an echo chamber
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
like
you're not involved. You're not informed. And being informed doesn't exist anymore because if you're taking what you're being given online, you're not necessarily any more informed than somebody that's just critically thinking to themselves.
yeah.
If you find out a story, you find out something like, oh, the FBI, did you see that? FBI thwarted a apparently large scale explosive drone attack that was planned for the UFC White House card.
Yeah, and of course it was a fucking fat white guy.
They didn't get the and they didn't get the guy that was that climbed to the top of the thing. The Charlie Kirk guy. You didn't get the other guy. You didn't get the other guy. You didn't catch any of the other plots that were right in plain view of most people, even at these conventions, going, "Hey, who's that on the roof?" But this large scale event, somehow you caught this one, and it's
Yeah,
like,
they're only good at it. They're only good at preventing attempted plots.
so what is being informed? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what actually is being informed anymore? And I think what is being informed is people that have experience. People that experience more things are people that are more informed. Because whether for good or bad, you're somebody that has had a perspective that nobody else can share. You've probably had thoughts or fears that a lot of people can't even comprehend. So like that's why like respecting, people respecting people for what they choose to do. I always think it was so silly because I'm like, like it's just a different kind of person. It's it's
What do
they're
you
wired
mean?
like so
What
like
you
how
choose
most
to
people are
do?
when people go like, thank you for your service, sir. We thank you you don't know that person.
Yeah.
You're treating them like a hero and they're just a person that made a choice. But then I realized, after doing comedy for a while, a lot of people go like, man, I could never do that. And you're like, what do you do? Oh, I'm skydiver. I do skydiving for fun, or
Yeah.
I'm a helicopter instructor. in Brazil.
I sit at a computer for 8 hours, and you're like, oh, I'd kill myself if I did
Right.
that.
People, you don't realize that people are just kind of people, but I just feel like I don't know. I just think it's like, I would just say a surefire way to have good insight in things is to experience different things.
Yeah. Well, it's like perfect example. I remember Nate was telling me one time, like he always jokes that his mom is like chronically on like just on CNN too much. And she was like talking to him like, yeah, these libertarians are blah blah blah. And Nate loves to get got by the news. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I just love throwing him under the bus. Nate loves to get got by the news or clearly footage from a movie and think it's the CIA. God, that was such a funny part of the episode. But no, and he was like, but Nate did this simple thing of like, no, I know, I'm sure he doesn't have the highest opinion on libertarians, but he's like, my good friend Andy's a libertarian. And he's like, oh yeah, they're just guys who, don't like the government. They're sort of like more interesting Republicans.
Yeah. They're more outspoken, they're more outspoken dads, political dads that are just like, things ain't right around here. We need to straighten things up. God damn it.
Yeah. And
why do I need to pay this?
Yeah. But that's what people need to realize, where like I was remembering what the fuck. I remember that Scott Adams dude got that Scott Adams dude. I forget what happened, but he you remember the dude he made Dilbert, and he had a thing where he was like telling white people to like just move away from black people. I forget exactly what happened, but there was like a big thing in the news where how every week there's just bad PR for black people.
Yeah.
There's just a new clip. There's just a new clip where you're just like, oh, there's 5 more Chud the Builders. And it was like, yeah, no, I think you watch the clip and I go like, yeah, I think you just don't live in poor areas of cities. Because you're like it's like a thing where you're like, it's open season on white people, and I go, yeah, I mean, the news reports, like, obviously, if a cop shoots a white guy versus like if a black cop shot a white guy, the news is going to see that and they're like, I can't get too many people mad about that, and they're not going to like run it the same way. But if a white cop shoots a black guy, the news is just going to start jacking off because they're going to be like, oh, we're going to run the fuck out of this dude. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, it's one thing about media perception, but then it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. If you were right, like, I wouldn't be able to walk down the street. You know what I mean? Like, I would just be getting fucking fucked up. But, no, it's just like, I fortunately don't have to, I don't have to experience shitty neighborhoods too often. So I don't run into that fucking problem where you just experience random violence.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And it's just like, dude, like, I know they say it, but it's so true. It's like, yo, touch grass, man. The internet should like not be for getting informed. The internet should just be like, here's another perspective. You know what I mean? Like, here's the perspective of the news if, some faceless entity was trying to fucking get you worked up on purpose.
Yeah. And it's good for things. There are purposes for the, the internet and everything, but for the most part, it just seems like it's kind of just been a huge distraction, and that's what it's being weaponized as. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just it's good for, I think it's great for like content, like radio shit, like videos, that sharing entertainment shit, as well as like booking trips or GPS. All of those things have been like improvements, the convenience of like shopping for shit, like looking for shit. But as far as like knowledge or a resource for, I guess, morality, like, it's not been a great place for morality. I personally use it a lot for porn, way too much. So like, and once it's in your house, it's in your, you're at your disposal, your impulses are going to be way more. So maybe racist people use it for that outlet, Other people use it for other things, but it's no matter what, I think it's equal parts distraction as it is helpful,
Well,
which
it's like,
sucks.
dude, have you like, well, especially like bringing up racist people, it's like, it's why I find the human brain so fascinating because it's like it's some weird like safety blanket like binky thing. Because like,
Yeah.
have you ever like you know, I'm sure in Florida you had those friends probably that like on paper they just said racist shit all the time. And then when they were around, if they were around black people, they were chill and civilized. And I go
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think that's just shit you say, man. Like, you know, what I mean, like, I'm
Yeah,
sure
you're not
you're
making a joke. You just don't feel comfortable around these people.
like, I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying they're not racist, but it's not like it's like you say A, B, and C about certain group, and then when you're around them, like I've known those people. They say A, B, and C about a certain group, and then when they're around them, they are absolutely, you know, polite and well to
Or
them.
the code
And
switch. That's my favorite. Was it when they're like racist white guy dude around you, and then they are around black people, and then they code switch. And you're like, not only are you like not being who I think you actually are, but you're also going like, hey man, I'm just like you, bro. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, damn right. Like it's like Southern people get away with it easier, and gay people get away with it easier. But like code switching is when you see it in real time, you're like, ugh.
everyone does it though.
Yeah.
That was a funny one that like black people tried to co-op as like their own thing. And I go, no,
Yeah.
everyone does that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, does everyone talk the same at you know, with your friends as you do your parents? And then it's and then like, yeah, everyone has to fag it up at work. Like that's a like we all do that.
Yeah, we've got to button it up.
But oh dude, I have a very important update. It's you're getting pre-influenced, dude.
Uh,
I got a 3-part series I'm posting today. It's very exciting. It was kind of funny because I kind of forced myself to influence the other night because I was like, you know, let me just make something to make something. And it was like it was enjoyable, but I don't know if my heart was completely in it. And I thought I was done with influencing, dude. I thought I was like, okay, the passion's gone. And then I was driving by. I stopped by Arby's. Have you seen this, Pat? Do you know what's at Arby's right now?
I'm not familiar. No.
Fucking cheesesteak. And it's not just a cheesesteak. They say on the sign, we've got Cooper Sharp on the fucking cheesesteak.
Interesting.
Yeah, so but you'll enjoy this. I had a fun little I feel like I had a fucking half curb moment. I go up to the window and I go like, hey, can I get the cheesesteak meal, Diet Coke? I'm being healthy. And I get the curly fries, obviously. And then bro goes, mindful, dude's got a bit of a southern accent, is mumbling aggressively. But bro goes, do you want half? And I was like, what? He's like, you want half? And I'm like, actually, I don't really. Well, no, I was thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't really need this right now. I'm kind of only doing this for the video. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a good idea. I was like, yeah, man, let me get half. And then, you know, they go to make it. And he goes, all right, that's going to be $20.65. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, I got half of it. That's less. Shouldn't it be less? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's normally like $12 for the meal. And I was like, I got half. I feel like an 8 is more appropriate right now.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nah, you got the half. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck's the half then? What am I getting half of? What
is like, what's $40?
A whole has to be 40 then.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
How good is this cheesesteak, Arby's?
Yeah.
and he's like, and then he goes like, yeah, you got the half. Bing, bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. So I go, all right, I just fucking eat this literally and figuratively. And he goes, do you want a receipt? And I go, I do want a receipt.
Yes.
This is the only way.
Is it in English?
Yeah, the receipt is just in Creole.
He translated it. It was just dictated by him. Dictated by Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl's accurate.
Daryl's a fun white, still a white guy's name, Southern white guy name.
Yeah, this was a mumbling black guy though.
What?
And
Yeah, maybe they
also,
asked if you wanted half of the meat from the store. Maybe that's what
yeah,
they're asking. Do
do
you
you
want
want
half
all?
of what we have?
Yeah, we don't have that much meat left. You want half of it? And then so he gives me the receipt, and on the receipt it says for $7 more, half pound of Angus. And I go, that's not what half
That's not what
means.
he said. Yeah, that's not what he said.
That's not, you can't, even if someone spoke clearly, that's not how you ask someone if you want a half pound extra of beef.
Yeah, yeah. If you're asking it, I mean, look, we could have a court, or we could have a whole court sentence about this, like a jury selection. I think 9 times out of 10, if you said, does offering a half mean less or more, I'd say 9 times out of 10 people, you're going to get a majority of people going, it definitely means less. It's implying less.
That could maybe fly. Like if I was at a local barbecue spot.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that's the vernacular there. That would maybe fly there. And it's just like, oh, you ain't been to Smitty's barbecue yet. You gotta know half mean a half pound, brother Andy.
Yeah, you have to know. Well, that's why it was so funny that it was a Philly cheesesteak, because I gotta tell you, Philly cheesesteaks are lovely. I love them. But like the pressure that is put on people when they order, especially I think it might just be at those touristy ones, Pat's.
Yeah, and I think that's also
where they
just
go like, do you want whiz wit? And I'm like, what? And that's what I'm saying is, this is the issue. Okay, Andy, let's just fix this socially right now. We'll just start with the chat, and you guys spread this.
Oh shit! Is this
we're fixing something?
Is this the first episode of This Is the Issue with Pat George?
Yeah.
Pat, take the stand.
This is the issue, guys. It's the word what. When somebody says what they want you to do is not to say it the exact same way again. What they're asking is for clarity. So they go, what? Go, oh, would you like a half pound of ground? What was it again?
I got Angus,
whatever that shit is.
Angus meat. I got Angus meat cheesesteak.
When somebody goes, what? You don't go. So if I go to Philly cheesesteak place, I go, hey, can I, excuse me, sir, can I get one sandwich, please? And they go, what do you want to do whiz with? And I go, what? Don't go, what whiz with? Slow it down a little. Tell me what you're saying. That's what is short for. What are you saying?
Well, here's the thing. It all depends.
If you get it the second time, go, oh, I'm sorry. You misunderstood me. What are you saying?
Well, here's so I agree with you under certain conditions, because because if you're at Pat's and Geno's might as well be a fucking dick's last resort if they're fucking mean to you. I go, you're a fucking chain now, man. Yeah. Like I can get you at the fucking airport. It's not this thing where it's like you better get your order right off the or they're mean to you.
It's not like, special. You were just nearby.
Off.
Yeah.
Also, your shit's not that good.
It's not that good. It's really not that good. And it's like, if I can just order, if you could just have, what is whiz wit? You don't have whiz wit on the menu. It doesn't say whiz wit. If you're saying whiz wit.
Well, actually, funny enough, Pat's and Geno's, they probably got a stupid little plaque that like, when the fucking retarded Italian guy says whiz wit, that actually means, would you like whiz cheese and onions? So don't do that or else they rape your mother. Now,
courtesy.
Yeah, it's a courtesy. That's just the Philly charm.
It's tradition.
You don't understand. We have short tempers and we get fucking mad easily.
You don't get it. We're Italian.
It's character.
You don't get it.
Now, there's this place in fucking Jersey City. Or maybe it's one of those other Jersey cities. Not Jersey City, the other Jersey City. I forget which one. And it's like fucking fat retarded Tony's House of Quality, and he's got like one sandwich, and it's like you'll cum your fucking pants. And he's like, it's a great sandwich. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's a great hot beef sandwich with fresh mozzarella. They make it every fucking day. I don't know how to spell, but I've been making mozzarella since I've been 6, and it's the best mozzarella you've ever had in your fucking life.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
they're open for 3 hours, and you can only pay in cash. And you order by like just being like, please, sir, and like they yell at you, and then you get the best sandwich ever.
Right.
They're like, that's a guy who goes, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be open for 6 hours every week. I do what I want here.
Right.
That I'll get it. He like I'm in his kingdom. But if you're at a fucking Arby's or a Geno's or any of these fucking places,
Right.
I agree with you, brother. Like, open up your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're either talking over a speaker, but I did this once. I was picking up Dom from work recently. She works what?
Dude, that was the best. I'm so sorry. That was the best part. The speaker was broken. I went up to the window. I was this far from the man. And I go, what are you saying?
Right. Yeah, you have to that's exactly what it has to be, because I was picking up Dom from work, and I was like, oh, I'll just stop in, because it's like she gets off at a weird time where it's like, it's not going to be like, we can't really go to dinner right now, but like, we're going to need something. We're going to want to have dinner in like a couple hours, but we both probably haven't eaten in like hours and hours, or if at all sometimes. So I was like, I'll just get some dollar. Seriously, I forget to eat. It's really stupid. Like, if I'm not actually actively outside, I don't really think of it. Like,
no, I made one of those jokes in one of my recent videos where I was eating that burger at the fucking barbecue spot, and I was like, I haven't eaten all day. And when I say haven't eaten all day, I mean I had a very large sub for lunch.
Yeah. No, this was a day where I was like, I'm actually hungry too, and I know she's not going to feel like, making dinner right away, or probably having dinner now. So I was like, so I go to the thing, and I order like a couple cheeseburgers, like some nuggets, and a spicy
What
chicken.
place were you at?
McDonald's.
Oh.
And it was like right around the corner from her work. So the guy, I explain all the things that I want. I order 2 drinks, 3 sandwiches, and nuggets. And and so he's like, all right, so does the screen look correct? And I go, there's nothing on the screen.
You're in the drive-thru?
And he goes, okay, drive forward. And I go, great. So I'm like, this isn't going to be great. So I go up to the window, and he goes, okay, that's going to be $4.89. And I go, that's not right. I said, I ordered a bunch of stuff. And he goes, you had the cheeseburger and the thing? And I was like, no, I had this. So then I ordered at the window.
Yeah.
But it's also like that communication thing when I initially ordered with him, then he asked me for clarification. I repeated what I said, but then you know how they have the dual drive-thrus? I could hear him on the other drive-thru. You know
Those
how they have
both,
2 lanes? He's talking to nobody.
The dual drive-thrus are bullshit too. Because I went and I was like, I went to the Cuck drive-thru. I went into the second one, and then I hear the person talking on number 1, and then like while they're ordering, no one's dealing with me, and then they just go to me,
right?
And I'm like, oh, it's just
still
split.
1-on-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-1,
and then like you're making your. I guess it's because I don't know, because there's a lot of people think it's like real food, so like they get backed up around dinner.
Yeah.
It's probably just so they can splinter off the line a little more. But dude, I think one of the big problems with all that is I don't know why they implemented this where you pull up and it's like a pre-recorded, hey, how you doing? Are you going to use your points today? Blah, 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 blah.
I always answer it.
And then I answer half the time because I forget. And then you hear the actual person start talking, and then they say the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I go like, what's the fucking pre-message for?
It's almost like they're like, don't let them. You gotta get them on the hook. As soon as you get them in line, make sure you're talking to them, so that way they don't pull away. You're like, just.
Yeah. Also, there's a car behind me. I can't leave.
I hate myself. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat whatever you give me, but I'm gonna order what I want.
Well, and then also I love too when they get to the fucking window, or they get to the fucking speaker, and you'll be like, hey, can I get something? And they'll be like, yeah, what can I get for you? Hold on, sir. Can you just wait 1 second? And I want to so badly every time I go, hey guys, can you get your shit together?
Yeah.
Like figure it out and then come to me.
Right. Yeah. Don't like specifically try to get my order. I know you want to like help people. You're just stacking the people in the kitchen. Really, that's all you're doing between, I'm sure, DoorDash orders,
I also think
orders from the front and orders from the drive-through. They're just going to do them in whatever order they get them. So it's like you're not making their life easier by getting more orders in as soon as possible. It's just going to be like you said. It's still the order. It's still like I take this person's order, then I take this person's order.
Yeah. Well, I also think there's a thing. Have you ever been to a Burger King and then they ask you to like after you order, they ask you to wait and then they'll wave you through?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Wait, where?
that like okay, dude, this used to happen at the Burger King when Nate was still in Jersey City and I'd drive home and I'd hit up this
That
'cause,
Burger
like,
King that you always went to?
I
That you went to a lot, like a bunch of times?
I rescinded my original statement and
Right,
I
that's what I'm saying.
acknowledged that we went there a lot. I don't really enjoy the way you're bringing this up.
I was just asking for clarification. Is it that Burger King that you're talking about, or was it a different Burger King in the area?
I didn't know. I didn't
Just
know
so I can
when,
visualize.
I don't know when someone admitted fault, we still punish him.
I didn't. What punch?
That was the worst. That was one of the worst I ever felt. I was like, oh, I just
damn
occurred.
it.
I literally like. I think I hit start on my car and I went. We went to that Burger King all the fucking time. It's like, why did I do that?
Are you talking about like the Chick-fil-A thing though, where like they go out and they take your order?
No. There'd be this Burger King I'd go to all the time on the Garden State Parkway, or like right before the Garden State Parkway, and you're at the Burger King. Let me use the visual aids. You're at the Burger King, and like so you're driving up here, you order right here, and then you go around the corner and like the window's over here.
Yeah.
They would tell you there'd be like this line or something. They'd tell you they're like, drive around, but stay behind that line, and then we'll wave you forward when your thing's going. And I remember I was like, what the they would do that a bunch at that one Burger King because it was like a shitty Burger King.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I went through that one with Lemaire one time, and Lemaire used to work at Burger King, and he's like, oh, they're trying to get their times up because I guess there's a sensor that picks up that you drove by, and then if the customer's waiting in the window too long, they get knocked for their times. And I bring that up because I go, I think that's also happening at like a McDonald's and shit. And it's why like they'll take your order before they're ready, and like they can't make you wait based off how long you've been in. Dude, because I remember I was in when I was in college, I worked Target over Christmas, and I actually really enjoyed doing the cash register because first off, the computer did all the fucking math, so it just felt like I was playing a fucking phone game for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so it was actually like weirdly enjoyable, but you would every time you would check people out and then finish up, get their money, you would see a thing pop up that said like it would give you a rating and be like, it took you this long to do that, just to like be like, yo, to encourage you, like speed it the fuck up. Which really, if you guys actually cared, you'd have more than 2 fucking lanes open.
Yeah.
I will say I think there is an element of corporate, like the corporate overlords are like, hurry the fuck up, go faster. Because I will say I've never been to the like, especially the one McDonald's I stop at sometimes on the way home. It's a pretty bumping McDonald's. Every worker there looks mid fucking panic attack when they're working.
Yeah, because like I said, there's nobody really at the like when I was for the short time I was working at a kitchen here in Austin, I was like, it seemed like there wasn't a lot of stuff thought out, and then they added I remember specifically the day I was like, I have to quit. Was what they're like, oh, by the way, we're starting DoorDash today, and I was like, oh, cool. Great idea. That sounds like it's going to be even more of a nightmare because I wasn't trained on it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what happens where like they end up working at a McDonald's. Like maybe you go through the McDonald's training, but are you going to go through the DoorDash training? Then are you going to go through or does anybody actually give a shit? And if there are people that give a shit, there definitely isn't enough. So fast food is just as far as keeping it as simple as possible, because like you said, they're probably there like, okay, the person that knew how to do this called off. I'm newer, and there's this, and this happening, and everybody feels like, like you said, like their shit's the most important.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like,
you're probably right, because every job I've ever had, I remember having a sense of like, I know mostly what to do, but there's a lot of procedures I'm not hip to, and I'm like,
that if you ask me, that I'd go,
yeah. And I was always a decent worker, so I got to imagine it's like
right,
not as good in the other spots.
people like us actually did give a shit. So like, can you imagine if people, like, I mean, to an extent, and then does anybody give that much of a shit anymore? No, probably not. So it sucks. It sucks that they were doing that. They do that kind of shit to improve productivity or whatever it is, like anything like that, because it's never a convenience. And like, as you can see, it only just leads to more like mistakes where I'm sitting there in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
The guy says my order.
Oh yeah,
go,
we never
"Is it
finished
this?"
your.
Well, no. I was just like saying, like, I try to communicate with them. Hey, I'm over here, and they.
Sorry, great comment. I hate that I care.
Yeah.
I wish I was a black teenager. Oh, dude, that reminds me. Not to. I feel like we're being harsh to the African American community. No, but I
Wait,
think,
why?
dude, my
because the kid at the window. I honestly was picturing a fucking like a dumb what I always pictured dumb white trash fucking juggalo, like a juggalo reject. Somebody that was like either that or the reformed juggalo that works at the fast food. I've actually had the two different opposites where I'm like, that's who I'm picturing at the window. Of like, they're not necessarily bad at their job. They show up every day, but they are like, they don't have the best.
No, you see that shit
or
way.
any tea.
You see that shit way more in like rural areas where it's like everything you're saying and you're joking about. It's a black teenager. It's like you see the white version in rural areas. Like I remember one of the last. I actually, you remember that show you did at the hair salon? I think I was like on. I think. Because you had me booked there like 2 times. I think it was on the way to the first one. I stopped at this gas station and I walk in, the girl behind the counter, white girl with bright green braids going down to her ass. Yeah. I'm just trying to buy like a Mountain Dew and a Snickers bar. And she's just on the while taking my money on the phone, screaming about like, nah, it was his weekend to take care of the kid. Yeah. And I just go like, yeah, that was, so you get it. It's just, it depends on what area you're in.
So that's why when, at least what I've been having in my head the entire time is just the reformed white trash guy.
Yeah.
But
Oh, but
speaking of black teens.
No, this was a grown man. Nah, he just had an accent and he was not trying to not have it. And I find out that a half means a half fucking pound. I realized I don't think I've ever had Arby's sauce. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like their horsey sauce a little bit more, but yeah, I get it.
What is the horsey sauce?
It's just like horseradish mayo. It's awesome.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Not a lot of places are offering spicy mayo. Everybody's got spicy ketchup, or I had my idea of sriracha stolen, and it's now sold. So you have spicy ranch. You have spicy all ketchup at Whataburger and a couple other places, but now Arby's sauce. You're aware there's spicy mayonnaise. It's really good.
I don't know. It was a little more. It was like a half between an aioli and a hot sauce.
Of what?
You said Arby's sauce is like spicy mayonnaise?
Yeah, essentially, it's like it's horsey sauce.
No. See, horsey
not
sauce.
Arby's sauce. Horsey sauce is
okay. Horsey sauce felt way more like horseradish than like a spicy mayonnaise. I wasn't a fan, but I'm also just not a fan of that shit in general.
But the Arby's sauce.
Arby's sauce was great. Reminded me, like how Taco Bell's got their Diablo and shit, but it wasn't nearly as spicy as that.
Did you put the Arby's sauce on the cheesesteak?
No. So here's the thing with the cheese. Here's the thing with the cheesesteak, dude. It was like, I I was like, yo, you guys got to stop doing this half-pound option because there was like no. Well, also too, I think they got the Cooper Sharp back there and like a big bucket of just cheese, like just liquidy cheese, and because dude, I open it up, and as I open it up, it's just like the outer layer. You know how like you kind of like roll it up so it then creates like sort of a second interior layer.
Yeah.
That layer is covered in cheese. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then I opened it up. It looked beautiful, but the whole fucking thing was covered in cheese to the point where, like, and I think they were using like hoagie rolls instead of just like a good hard like cheesesteak roll.
Yeah.
And so it just had zero constitution. It was one of the worst eating experiences I ever had.
I can imagine.
Made it. Yeah, dude, just I take one bite and I look up and my hand is just glistening. My hand is just fucking glistening. And I ate it and I got to give it to him. Taste wise, I give you a big, strong, not too bad. I wasn't upset. But just from a pure eating standpoint, it was still like dude, I was done. I was like, I wasn't trying to like hold the fucking cheese up to my shirt, but I was done. I just had cheese all up and down my shirt. I was like, fucking, dude, I felt like such a fucking fat piece of shit because I had to go, dude, I had to go grocery shopping. So I just had to go, and I'm just like a fat guy in my short shorts, and I just have to walk up, and I have to pay for all my food with cheese all over my shirt.
Covered in cheese.
I just felt like such a fucking dickhead.
You turned yourself into Cheesy Michael.
I was Cheesy Michael. I finally left the room.
Cheesy Michael. No, I think there's a line between like good fast food greasy and then like a crazy mess. And I think it is actually also at Arby's. It's their French dip. But that's only because I get whatever the already overcharged price is for regular standard meat, Swiss cheese, and then a little bit of you got the little au jus to dip it in. Oh, mamma mia, that's good. But I can imagine how many times I've gotten like what's it called? I think they call it Big and Tasty or whatever, but it's like essentially the large roast beef and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the more they put on, the more cheese and sauce they put on it, and then like it's just a fucking soggy mess. Speaking of soggy messes, I gotta go pee pee.
Yeah, I think Arby's leans into like we're fucking retard central. Like this is a fucking idiot sandwich.
Yeah, it's definitely an idiot sandwich, Phil.
Hell yeah, go pee pee. I got one more thing for us.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, there we go. I was like, why is he coming back? He's got to go pee pee. Hell yeah. Imagine having that dope Spider-Man blanket. As a former black teen, I'm grateful I graduated to a successful black man. We are too, brother. I mean, you are getting fired because you're spending too much time watching white boys goof around. But other than that, dude, you're a successful black man in my book. Yeah, man. The influencing, actually, this will be a good point. Let me post part 1 of this Arby's experience. Actually, what am I doing? I'll do that when the episode's over. What else did I wanted to say? Yeah, it was very excuse me. Yeah, there needs to be like, I don't know. Like whenever you're eating when you're eating a meal, especially like sandwiches, they'll show them all the time. Like I saw some shit pop up and people gotta stop making their food so it like looks crazy for social media. Cause it's like I saw someone make a fucking the fuck was it? I saw someone making like I don't know, it was like a big roast beef or no, what's the other one? What's the one they do at Cat's Deli? Why can't I think of it? God damn, my brain sucks today. But it's what's the one they do at Cat's Deli? Corned beef? No, not corned beef. What's the other one? Cat's Deli sandwich. Reuben, that's right. Thank you so much. Yeah, they the pastrami. That's right. The pastrami. They do the pastrami sandwich, and then they'll just be like, all right, so we put fucking 5 pounds of meat, and then you have these 2 tiny slices of bread. And you just have to be like, oh no, that's not a shitty sandwich. Like, here, dude. Like, I don't know. You're supposed to be like, there's just these things that you're just supposed to understand are like the fucking best. And you're like, that's a bad experience. You know what I mean? Like, that's bad. That's too big. I want to eat it with a fork. I don't want to eat it with a fork. You know what I mean? Like, you'll just get something like that and they'll be like, isn't that? You're like, no, this is bad.
Yeah, but normally the bread holds up for those somehow.
Do they?
I don't know how they do it. I think it's Jewish magic. I think it's some kind of, not Jewish lightning like with insurance, but I think it's Jewish like magic or sorcery that they use the bread.
You've been to Cats though, right?
Yeah, both.
And the bread
not only that,
up?
we took those sandwiches. I think I can't remember if it was Katz's or the other one that we took then to Central Park to enjoy in the park while we listened to an Asian play violin near a frozen lake. It was a magical time.
They are known to be good at that.
Very good at string instruments in general. But it was kind of cool. It almost felt like a Renaissance festival because it was a weird string music and it was actual, like, it didn't smell completely like piss in that general area, and we enjoyed our sandwiches. But they actually held up. Like I said, I was very surprised. It's not like, so like, I think there's something about rye bread in general where it's like a little bit it's a little bit stale. I think that's kind of built into it because they slice it so thin like that. But for somehow those sandwiches, now I'll never ever say that this is the best sandwich in the world. I do not think this is to me essentially, like you said, an open face sandwich.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
I don't know. I'm like wondering. I was like, is Reuben anyone's like top sandwich, or is Reuben a thing you do?
I like a Reuben,
but that's the thing. Like, even in how you just said that, I like a Reuben.
Yeah,
are you ripping a Reuben every day though?
It's not my favorite.
That's the thing. Reuben's the type of thing that like you do it occasionally, and that makes it taste so much better when you do it occasionally.
The only occasion I would ever order 2 Reubens in a row would be if I didn't like the first Reuben. You know what I mean? Cubans over Reubens, in my opinion.
Cuban over Reuben. It's a great way to put it. Oh yeah, I got one more thing I wanted to show. I'm not usually a big knockout viewer, but when they're good, they're fucking good, dude. And I thought you'd appreciate this one. I thought you'd get a kick out of this, Patrick. Did you see this?
I think I did. This kind of looks familiar. Out.
Yeah, and I love how so often it's like you see the big swings. Dude's hitting.
Are we sure that's security? I don't think that's security.
No, it's definitely security.
He's got the other guy has key. At least has key showing. I don't know about. Oh no, okay, I mean, that's their. They
got the same outfit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We also got you. Well, that's the thing too. People forget like you can't fuck with security at these concerts because they're not like the guy who's like, oh,
they're not professionals.
Well, even we've all seen the Astro World situation. They're not always professionals, but even if they are, they're like, my guy, this isn't like my office. I don't come here every day. I'm a fucking head to hire. So it's like, if you get in my shit, I'll fucking fuck you up, dude.
Yeah, I'm just the dude. Like, if you get in my shit, like, I'm wearing this uniform, but I don't like represent a company. And a lot of times, like, people will do what they'll do is it might just be correlation, I guess, but like not just like at at the mothership, but like places like venues and stuff will hire or go to gyms to like find people to like do security. They just literally just want muscle. It's not unlike the Hell's Angel Hell's Angels thing at that Rolling Stone show, where like
Yeah.
for like a time in the 70s, they were just 60s and 70s, I think they were just hiring biker gangs to do security for shows. So
Yeah.
like it's not like it's just evolved to, well, now we don't hire known criminals or known criminal organizations. We just hire just people that know how to fight or grapple. And it's like, oh, cool, cool. any background checks or like security, like any kind of mental, any kind of a evaluation? Nah.
Well, no, I think to be fair, I think at the mothership, the main requirement is that you had to be in that group that killed Bin Laden. I think that's mainly what
they have more than 6 people.
Well, no, I think realistically, like it all depends on the avenue. Is like if you're going at your local bar, they doing a background check. Here they're probably doing a minimal one, but I think the bigger thing is you kind of like said it earlier, where when it's like it's the type of venue. Like if this dude just worked at the same place every day, you're probably not going to get him fighting you as quickly. But it's like, yo, I'm at this fucking festival that's here for the weekend. And you kind of said it where it's like you go from employee to just a guy much fucking quicker. Yeah. And that's why, I thought that was like a great observation where it's like, this guy's like, yeah, man, I'm getting this paycheck, but like you swing on me, I'm just a guy now.
Like he's not wearing, I don't think he's wearing credentials. Like he's not like they have it. You know what I mean? So he could knock this guy out. And if he wanted to just walk right out and say like, I quit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a pretty strong case because the dude swung on him first.
Yeah.
But this is just like my favorite. This is the thing I find so interesting about fights in general. You see it in the UFC a lot where like, dude just did a bunch of big haymakers on him. And then the punch that actually takes him down is like the least visually like threatening one.
Yeah. Usually it's just about timing. Boom. Yeah. So like really what that was, just straight left, and it was straight left, and it was the angle. So like he's looking this way. So a straight left here, boom, there you go. I felt so you don't need to like, wail on somebody. If you just go bam, if you fully extend and you're putting your actual like hip into it, your foot, like he's out.
You just get him in the right fucking spot.
It's that and the check left hook or check right hook, essentially, when like somebody's like kind of like diving in. You see it a lot of times like where they kind of like do this and they're trying to like go like up, like usually close the distance. If somebody just backs up and just goes like whoop, like same idea. It's like it's this motion again across. Like so that guy went out.
Yeah.
At least I do appreciate it, at least that it was in grass. And he's like, hey, please don't film me. He's like, yeah, but that was, that's literally not the only film there. And I think he was trying to do like an interview with him or something after, which was pretty funny. But I just think it's so fucking
quick post-fight press conference.
Yeah. It's like, it's really frustrating because it's like, it's so annoying. I think without a doubt, security and or bouncer have to be the most obnoxious job in the world. I would hate it. I think it definitely has to take a certain type of person.
Wait. Sorry, just to clarify, you're saying most obnoxious person or most obnoxious job to have?
Like to have to deal like you, where like customer service you think is very close because there's a lot of really entitled pieces of shit out there. But like imagine if that entitled piece of shit was drunk and felt entitled to their opinion and doesn't get, and like just truly just doesn't give a shit.
No, I would say
there's a person completely.
Yeah, security guard at like a bar or like a music festival or any of those would be, because like with customer service, you can like hang up if they start cursing at you too much, or they also want something from you. And they want a specific thing from you. So there will be a level of like, you can get them if you get them that thing. You know what I mean?
There's like option. Yeah, there's usually like options to an extent, but like this is, you're at the music festival. The people that represent the music festival have asked you to not be here anymore. That's it. They like literally if you could just explain if there's no explaining to them or conveying to them, and they don't really try. That's where the other thing is, the security guards, I think enjoy the altercation or enjoy being able to push people around, because it really just to go like, hey man, legitimately, there is no convincing them. You have to leave this place. Like, you might be able to come back if you just fucking leave now, but as of right now, tonight, you're done. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no,
And
and there's so much going on and so much other shit. It's just like, it's got to be so fucking infuriating.
well, because there's like a weird, like I experienced it one time when I used to work in a restaurant and I got to be the manager for a little bit. And God damn it, that's when I realized I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do like bars and stuff anymore, because like drunk people get this like weird irrationality that is just very nonsensical. It's this weird, like they play this game with when you like go, hey, because like okay, one time like I had to cut these people off, and I mean, this one made a little more sense, but like their ability to argue, like they don't just go, I got caught. You know what I mean? They just like it's honestly inspiring because there's not a level of give up in them whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so like we would serve these things called team pitchers, and they were like 120 ounces, and it was supposed to be like, yeah, like 5 or 6 of you drink this. And at a certain point, I think there was like 6 people at the table. And they had ordered at like I think it had gotten to like 5 or 6 team pitchers, and I was like, yeah, guys, you can't be. I was like, we gotta cut. And then I'd go up to the guy. I was like, yeah, we gotta cut, because they were also like visibly like becoming a problem. Yeah. And I remember I had to cut the guy off, and the guy's like, no. I was like, he points to the 2 women who are obviously hammered. He goes, they weren't drinking that much. Like, they're going to drive. And I go, okay, so that means you've drank most of these gigantic team pitchers. Right. I still have to cut you off. Right. And it was just like and I was like, it's a you're becoming a liability. And it's this fucking weird thing. I like watching people get cut off. It becomes this like weird pride thing where they have to just hold on to this like tiny eensy bitsy sliver of like, but I like wasn't completely wrong. Yeah. Like they have to prove that it's like, I'll go, but you just have to say that like you were wrong. And it's like they need that little victory. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. Well, I think they realize in that moment when they're hammered, they're like, oh, I suck ass and I've embarrassed myself. And they need that. And it's funny when you're the sober one, like I'm the manager at the restaurant. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I just need you to leave. So this is not my responsibility. So I don't get in trouble when you crash your car. Right. And you're having 2 different conversations. And it always like befuddled me because, dude, if I got too hammered and someone at a bar was like, hey, you're cut off, you got to go. Before they finished that sentence, you would see my clothes hanging in the air. That's how quick I left the bar. Yeah, from embarrassment. Like it's just this weird thing where you're like, God damn it! All right, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of. There's no shame, and I understand that booze does kind of work in the way where, obviously, it lowers your inhibitions. It makes you less like socially aware and all this other shit. But it's also like, it's so frustrating to see that shit where like this guy's getting kicked out and he's like, hey, you got to go. And he's like, fuck you. I'll fight your ass. And it's like, and then if you disengage, it feels like it fuels them that much more, especially when they're a short guy like that, like shorter than them. And they feel like inadequate or rude or mean or something like, and it's just like, brother, like legitimately, I don't understand that shit of like, you can't make me leave. Like, yes, I literally can't. It's my actual job. It is my job to make you leave. So like, the more hard you make this on me, the more pissed off you're making me. They don't give a shit. That's not their job. It's my job. Bro, it's so funny. I ran into that at the valet stand where a dude like we got into a whole thing with this guy because he like parked in the lane and he was on like a motorcycle, and it's like, you're not supposed to, like, it's this whole thing where it's like, no one knows how to drive motorcycles and you need like a separate permit to park. It's a weird thing. So you just can't do, we can't do motorcycles. And bro was literally parked in an area that literally said no parking.
Yeah.
And he was just hitting us with all this bullshit of like, well, no, you guys, if you guys
Like
touch
clarifying. No. It's like the clarifying. No. You don't understand. I'm not getting kicked out. It's this. No. I didn't park in the no
yeah.
park. It's
And
like,
he was like,
no.
and I'm just, it's this weird thing when you're standing there and it's like, dude, I can call Austin public, the parking commit, whatever the fuck they're called. I can call the parking people in Austin, and I know for a fact I can hit them up and go, hey, can you tow this guy's bike? So I just have that in my back pocket the entire time.
Yeah.
And he's just go, and you get to that point where like, I literally got to the point where I go, bro, it doesn't matter. Just do me a big favor. I was like, please move the bike, because if you don't, you're ruining my night. If not, I have to tow it, man. And it like that got it solved more than anything, because the guy kept trying to explain. Dude, I don't want to get.
It's not that you don't. It's not that you don't have options. It's like, here are your options. Move it, or I have to tow it. Dude, I don't hate you. I don't think that you're the worst person in the world. I don't care your circumstance. Bro. You just can't have that. There, that's bro,
it was the most. It was the most fascinating. It genuinely was one of the most fascinating things I've ever experienced. Of like, just a guy's ego made him do the most insane shit, and I was like, that's why I had to level with him on a human level, where it's like, yo, bro, you're like fucking my night up if you just stay in the way. But dude, watching him try to explain that literally parking his bike in an area where there's a very clear sign that says, P with a cross through it. That's the universal sign for no parking.
Yeah.
Watching him explain that, and then like so desperately, like, he's like, no, you don't understand. I go, bro, this is insane what you're doing. And then later that night, so he moves his bike, goes and does his thing, gets hammered. I'm telling you, dude, is like 3 hours later, gets hammered, comes back up to the stand. And he was like, can I just explain what I was trying to tell you earlier? And I go, bro, what the fuck is this? Let it go, man.
Yeah.
Let it go, man. You're trying to park in a no parking spot. Like,
it doesn't matter what you're trying to explain. Yeah, that's my issue in general, I guess, with just overall. Like, it's the clarification when you've been explained. It kind of goes. I feel like it goes into the same thing about me being pissed off about when someone gets mad for asking you a favor and you say no, and then they go, and when like you say, like they go like, hey, can you do this for me? And you go no, and they just go like, fuck you, man, you piece of shit. You're like, you can't get mad. I said you asked me a favor and I said no.
Wait, what's like an example?
Like somebody going like, if you're on a plane and you're in the window seat and they go like, hey, do you mind if I switch with you? Because I actually really like the window. Just go like, yes, I absolutely can. It's absolutely something I could do, but no, it's I don't want to do it. But
and the reality is,
and then they get mad at you.
Yeah, and the reality is they're just hoping it's not like they're not owed the window seat. They're just hoping you get uncomfortable and say yes.
Right. And that's the thing is like that. That's why I feel like it's totally okay to ask. But if I say no, if somebody goes like, hey, can you if somebody goes like, it's like the turn signal. Like, yes, the turn signal is nice to let, as like a request, but it's also like, no, I am in this lane and I don't want to let you in. So you're going to have to wait. The turn signal doesn't equal you get the lane. It's an ask. It's a favor. It's a notification and it's a favor that you would like to be in that lane. Thank you for letting me know. Go ahead and wait till the car behind me. But either way, it's one of those things that like it goes 50-50. The same way with this, where this guy's going, but this feels more like there is a literal right and wrong. And it's the same frustration that I have for people that like park in a parking lot in the driving area. When somebody somebody parks right in front of the store.
Yeah, in the fire lane.
It's like, this isn't an airport.
Yeah.
This is a parking lot, which means this is a lot filled with parking. It's where you go find a spot.
If it was an airport, it would be nicer because then you would have a giant black cop telling you to get the fuck
Screaming
out
at
of there.
everyone, treating everybody like a piece of shit. Every single person, not just you. That's equality. But this is the thing where like there's a guy I'm driving to where we're driving. Dom and I are running errands on Monday, and like we're going around and I'm driving through this parking lot, and brother, it's essentially an empty parking lot. There's tons of spaces open, and this guy is parked directly in the driving area, like
Yeah.
just like looking on his phone, look like just lollygagging. And I go like, brother, you just take a spot. There's people have painted lines on the ground. People have done all this other shit. The reason the sign is there is because it means you're not supposed to park there. The reason there's a bunch of lines indicating the places that is totally perfectly appropriate for you to stop your car. But instead, you've decided to be an entitled asshole. But now the explanation is like adding that extra not pressure, but that extra level of, I feel like, disrespect of like, no, you just don't understand. I just needed to park there. And it's like, brother, it doesn't ever go past. Don't park where it says don't park. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, there's no, if you were having a baby, or if you're having I don't know why you're at PF Chang's, but if you're, if you're in any other situation where you have to come here, you still can never park there. It doesn't say no parking asterisks, check back for clarity. It says don't fucking park here. I can't park here. You can't park here. Nobody can park here.
Well, no,
That's
there's this
the
weird
deal.
there's this weird thing where, and dude, I don't know if this is why I kind of like love talking about this stuff, because it's like that type of behavior absolutely fascinates me in a way that infuriates me, but also intrigues me to the point where I like get obsessive about it, because it'll be like, yeah, dude, it's like similar stuff to that where I'm trying to think of a good example but like people will hit you with this shit where you'll be like, yeah, no, or you can't do that. And they'll be like, oh no, but you don't understand. Like I really want to. And you're like, I get it, but like like, it's this weird thing where it's like, it's already determined that they're good. Now it's on you to sort of accommodate them. And it's like, no, you don't understand. You're going about this in a poor way. Right. And like, you need to understand that. And it's like, the fact that more people don't is, I mean, beyond fascinating. Cause that's like, there's a lot of things that like, it used to be why it actually used to be one of the big reasons why I would get so angry about shit in life. Cause I wouldn't want to accept that, like, I don't know, not to sound like I'm so fucking better than everyone else, but like that people are like this. But there's just certain, like, I don't know if it's like my autism that I'm really good at learning, like sort of, social, like what's socially acceptable and sort of the unspoken rules of moving through the day. But like, there's just certain people that they don't abide by those rules, and they just don't comprehend. Like, they don't comprehend that they're like bothering people. It's very fascinating to me. I don't fully understand what it is. Like, dude, this is an extreme example, but I literally saw a video where this lady was getting so frustrated because there was like, they shut down these streets for
I saw that. Yeah.
They shut down these,
and then she went around, or whether she's like, I live right over there or something like that. Like,
and like, yo, I don't do that, but like, you can wrap your head around it. Someone got so stressed and snapped, but then they stopped the car. Cops. And the cop pulls her out. The cop jumps in front of the car and she finally stops. They pull her out, and then she's like, yo, hold up. What the? And you're like that moment right there fascinates me. I go, what the fuck? Like, what was your life that you drove through a farmer's market? The cop ripped you out of a car, and you went, what the fuck's this guy's problem? I mean, unbelievably fascinating to me. Humans are interesting.
Yeah, that kind of shit where you go like, I don't like it because of the rage baity feel of it, but it also is a interesting observation of this woman who's just inconvenienced, just wants to go. It's not even like, I've been like that when I have to like take a piss, where I have to like go, I'm like, come on, go, like, or if I'm in a rush. But you have to understand that you're in a rush. You are. If nobody else is, that like that's something I had to realize is like, it doesn't matter. It is frustrating when people are just going slow, or I hate it when people are not paying attention and you can just tell. like in traffic where you're just not paying attention. That's why there's traffic. It's because you and all these other fucks are just kind of living your own existence. You're not in reality. It's the same feeling of the person that's just stopped in the middle of traffic when you're walking through an aisle in a grocery store and somebody just walks in front of, and you're like, well, you have to understand that like you're in public now.
No,
There's other people around. It doesn't necessarily matter what you're doing. You have to work with other people to make the things you're doing work with the things they're doing. That's why there's rights of way. That's why there's stop signs. There's arrows on the ground that tell you which way you're supposed to drive. We couldn't make this more idiot fucking proof. And it's just people not paying attention. So it's like the no parking sign is the beginning and end of this conversation, sir, is I inform you that you can't park there. And then you go, oh yeah, okay. And you move it. There's no but. There's no fucking, oh, wait, it doesn't fucking matter. The beginning and end of this conversation, sir, is move your fucking car. You can't park there.
Well, you know what's funny too?
And then you do it or you don't, and that's it. You don't have to justify anything with me. It's over.
Funny? You know what's funny too is like there are buts sometimes though, because like again with the valet lane, people would like come into the lane. And I'd be like, hey, are you coming to dine in? They're like, no, I just want to go to that liquor store real quick. And then I go, okay, just, keep it minute or two and you're good. And we copacetic, you know what I mean? But it's like, but then also too, you get like in the lane now, get like a lot of fucking Uber Eats drivers or like, actually the Uber Eats drivers are usually very nice and they're very like appreciative. But like it's the actual Uber or Lyft drivers, they get very indignant where I'll be like, hey, are you coming into the restaurant? They're like, I'm doing Uber. And I go like, oh, okay. So like I can tell you to fuck off. This isn't like you're not entitled to this fucking area.
Yeah, you don't work with me or them. So fuck you.
Yeah,
move your car.
It's like there's a way. It's like it's this weird. Yeah, it's this weird level of like, yo, I'm not a dickhead. It all like how all this works is all very clear. So it's like
exactly the signs, the arrows, and now you're getting verbal, instructions of exactly what you're supposed to do. It doesn't mean that. That's the thing is, also you're going to be the dickhead to the person that can make you pay for this. I mean, I don't think you can have. There's not like a tow truck on site, right?
No, but it's like you call the people in all like the Austin parking committee or whatever they're called, and it's like I got your shit out. I can get your shit out of there in like less than a half hour. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the issue. Is I think people have done the math and they know that enforcement can't happen until for at least a half an hour. I'm going to be less than a half an hour, so fuck these guys.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. And that's the frustrating thing is sometimes it is entitlement, sometimes it is just somebody not paying attention, but they look the exact same. And that's the unfortunate part of it. Would be me getting out, me not even stopping there in general because I could see it says don't park there. But as soon as you put your car in that P setting and your parking thing, you go park. That's what you're not supposed to do there. That's what that P was referencing. Dumbass.
Someone said slip Big Red a fry and we copacetic. Actually, someone did do that. They go like, hey, we're gonna walk around and this food's just gonna get hot in the car. They're like, do you want our mashed potatoes and mac and cheese? And I was like, look at me. Of course I want them.
Yeah, of course I do.
That was great. Now it's just doing this job, I like the job, but I've experienced it a lot where it's just like it's like I don't know, like obviously I feel like main character syndrome doesn't do it fully justice, but it is that weird thing where it's like it's not even so much main character syndrome specifically, but it is this thing where it's like, I think it might happen because like I'm around a lot more rich people and stuff. But it's this idea of like, wait, how it's this mindset of like, well, I'm not allowed to be inconvenienced. Yeah. And it's, I don't know. Like, I always go back to, like Louis C.K. always had a joke about it. And it kind of was like intentionally like came off a little depressing or whatever the fuck. But like the way he phrased it, where I forget exactly how he phrased it, but it was something about like things are supposed to be good, and it's like it's always like, why would it be? But not necessarily like it's not even necessarily because it's like, well, you're you and bad things are supposed to happen to you. But it's like, no, just ask that question. Why is something good supposed to happen?
Right.
So it's like this entitlement to feel comfortable. Where is that from? You don't like you just existing in the world. You're not entitled to comfort. You go about in a certain type of way that creates less conflict. That's where the comfort comes from. So it's like, what? No, you got to do the thing before I act good to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anyway,
that's how the whole like it's a social contract kind of thing, but it's also like there's also literal laws. Like there's lots of like, letter of the law versus spirit of the law, but when there's a fucking sign, man, like if you parked there and you weren't sure, but there's like a literal sign that says don't do this.
Yeah.
Like when you do that thing, I have an actual right. You may be entitled to this structured settlement, but you may be entitled to this, but like you feel entitled, but I actually have a actual right to get mad at you now because you're doing something that you're actively not supposed to do. And it's very clear in any language. P, at least if you know what a P stands for. Again, like I said, even if you're somebody that's visiting from out of the country, when you like just do a little bit if we just had a little bit of critical thinking in this country, I feel like we would it'd be a little bit better off to go like, oh yeah, that's the P, and then there's a P that I probably can't, and the park, I can't park here, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of people get fucked up, especially too when you get around like rich or very driven people. I think a lot of it stems from people are obsessed with their life story. And it's like, that's not what life is. Life is like, at least to me, it's not, because it's like, who the fuck, like, why, just because you want your life story to be a good fucking time, that then leads to, just having everyone have a bad fucking time, inconveniencing everyone else. I don't know, man. Like life to me just feels like a game of Fortnite where it's like, yeah, we're gonna try to do it right, and then if we don't, we'll fucking do it. We'll try it again the next time.
Yeah,
and it's like when you look at it that way, you're like, you start to realize like you're not the most fucking important person. Yeah. You're not like the main. You're not the fucking. It's not that. Because we even have friends who are like that, where, something will happen and they'll just be like, their complaints will almost be phrased in a like, but I'm not having a good time. And it's like, well, does that necessarily matter? Can you do something about it? Can you be less of a fucking baby right now? Or, some shit like that. But hell yeah. Good episode today. This is a good point to get out of here. We love you guys. Have a good one. Until next time, be about